Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and when it comes to a credit card, there are a lot of things that you can actually pay for that you probably did not know about. However, before I even start this video, okay, obviously, I'm going to give you 7 things you can actually pay for with a credit card you didn't know. However, this does not mean go out there and pay for these things, get into crazy debt, pay the bank crazy interest, profit for them. That's not what I want for you. All I want is to educate you on things potentially you can pay for with a credit card. So if you ever find yourself, hey, I got a new credit card, there's a bonus, I can pay for this, get all this money for free, that's fine. But the goal is not to go out there and spend all your money on things you don't need and then say, hey, at least I'm getting some free points or whatever it is, okay? That is never the goal. It's just to educate you and how things work and how the whole process can help you when it benefits you in the right time at the right place. Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. And on top of that, also destroying the like button. Now, the very first thing that you probably didn't know you can pay with a credit card is your mortgage and also your rent. Tommy, no way. I can't just go to my landlord and say, hey, here's my credit card, charge on my card. The answer is no, you can't do that. However, what you can do is use a service called Plastiq, okay? The name is right up here, Plastiq. And this service basically charges your credit card the amount of money you actually need and sends a check to the bank or, for example, the landlord. That way, they get a check, they can actually process that, but that way you can actually go ahead and use your credit card to pay the rent. However, they do charge you a 2.85% fee. This means if you're trying to do this for, hey, I get 2% here, this is great, this is awesome, well, it won't work because basically you're paying them way too much money for the transaction. But it does work, for example, if you need to reach a minimum spend, right? So I need to spend $3,000 to get back $600. Let me do this for 3 months, and boom, before you know it, I got all that free money, although it did cost me a small fee up front. That's the whole idea. So it works great for that. However, I'm not telling you to grab your credit card and pay the rent because basically you ain't got no money, right? The idea is no, save up for an emergency fund and also spend your money correctly, make a budget, and get control over your money. Don't use your credit card to pay your bills when you're falling short. That's just a quick fix to a big problem. You want to fix it at the core. I'm spending way too much money, my expenses are way too high, and I got a problem I gotta fix. Now, number 2, guys, is something I bought a lot of, but I've never bought with a credit card. And that is stocks, right? Now, Discover has a stock. If I wanted to, if I found the right broker, I could go and ask the broker, hey, I want to buy some Discover stock with my credit card. And they say yes, but there is going to be a convenience fee. Now, there is a company that does this, okay? Well, actually 2 that I found. You have, for example, Interactive Broker, and you also have, for example, Stockpile. And I know for a fact Stockpile actually charges you a fee for doing this, meaning when you do this, there is a 3% convenience fee. And on top of that is also a 99 cents trading fee for every time you buy or, for example, every time you sell. Now, what does this mean? Tommy, no big deal. I can buy something, no big problem, right? However, it's like buying a stock and instantly you just lost 3% of your money because basically you used it with a credit card. On top of that, getting basically charged a fee when in reality, free trades are what's actually new today in 2021, 2020, 2018, 2019 is not what the norm is anymore. So I wouldn't actually do that whatsoever. Now, on top of that, guys, okay, if you're going to do this, again, to meet a minimum spend, remember, whatever you're buying has to make sense as an investment. You don't want to basically just spend money, buy an investment you know nothing about, because basically, if things don't go your way, well, guess what? You lost money from the investment, and on top of that, you're stuck paying for a credit card. You might have bought way too much. Now you're stuck paying 25% on this debt every single year. Is that what you want? The answer is no, because obviously it's going to be very difficult for your investment to make 25% a year. Warren Buffett only made around 20% on average over a 30, 40, 50 year period. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the third thing you can actually go out there and buy is something you guys see every day if you watch my video, and that is a car, right? A car. If I go to the right dealer, I could ask him, hey, is it okay for me to use my credit card to pay for this car? Some might say yes, some might say no, and that's why it's on a case-by-case basis. Every dealer might be different when it comes to this. However, I can almost guarantee you a credit card usually is going to equal some fee, okay? A convenience fee for using the credit card to buy a car, or for example, to buy a car part. However, if the dealer says no, here is an alternative that I don't recommend, but I'm telling you only for educative purposes, okay? The idea is, guys, okay, when I first got this credit card, they gave me also 18 months of interest-free purchases. Meaning, for example, I can buy whatever and pay no interest. So if I go ahead and buy the car with a credit card, I get 18 months to pay interest-free. On top of that, they also gave me a 0% balance transfer fee. Basically meaning if I have debt somewhere else, bring it over here and you have 18 months to pay it off also interest-free, and there is no fee. Now, people usually don't know this. A balance transfer can be done not just with credit cards, but also across other debt. So for example, if I go to the dealer, they say no to a credit card, but I take out that loan, I could call my bank and say, hey, I want to transfer that loan I made over to my credit card. And they might actually do that. However, be careful because sometimes they do charge you a 3 to 5% fee. But if the credit card is the right one, has a promotion on it, usually they might not charge you anything, okay? And it's better to pay, for example, 3% or 4% than to pay, for example, 6 or 8% when it comes to a car loan. But again, this is risky stuff. I don't do it. I don't recommend it, but I'm telling you just because of educational purposes. Now, number 4, guys, is something I used to hate paying for. With a debit card, with cash, credit card, does not matter. However, I'm having more of an appreciation for it the older I actually get and the more I understand about it. And that is, my friends, taxes. People don't like to pay taxes, and honestly, neither do I. But overall, you can pay taxes with a credit card, but they will charge you that 1.99% fee. So if you have a credit card basically giving you 2%, you're not gonna make any money, okay? So keep it in mind. I don't know why they do that, but yeah, there is a 2% fee basically as a convenience for using the credit card, okay? So keep that in mind. So it's not like I pay my taxes, I get all this money. No, it's just gonna cancel out. And keep in mind, again, the worst nightmare ever is paying for taxes with my credit card because I can't afford it. And now I can't afford to pay the credit card, and now I'm stuck paying 25% on money I should have paid the government. The government took from me and my paycheck, okay? It's not a good scenario, okay? That's the idea. If you have problems with taxes, call the IRS or your accountant and make a payment plan. They make payment plans, guys, okay? They will charge you fees and penalties. However, it's better to make a payment plan than to be stuck with a credit card charging you 20, 25, 35% on interest, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, number 5, guys, are medical bills. Now, surprisingly, only like around 2 months ago, I found out that basically one of the big reasons for bankruptcies is basically people having medical bills. They can't afford to pay it, so they go bankrupt. Now it's gone, right? Now, the idea is, hey, medical bills are very expensive. However, you could pay for them with a credit card. Now, how would this make sense? Again, the whole goal is to pay for things when you can actually afford to pay for them in cash, and on top of that, pay them in full at the end of the month, and only do it for points if it makes sense, or for example, to get a minimum spend on their credit card to go ahead and get a big sign-up bonus. Now, the whole point is basically if you do pay for a portion of the bill with a credit card and your insurance or for example your health savings accounts is going to basically reimburse you, then yeah, that's possible, right? You pay for the credit card, you get the money back, you pay it off in full, boom, you get exactly what you wanted. But again, you don't want to do this if you can't afford a bill and now you're stuck with a credit card also charging you a ton of interest. Again, just negotiate a payment plan. Payment plans are key when you can't afford to pay for something. Now, number 6, guys, is tuition. Now, on top of giving people a ton of debt in school, right? Why not just basically allow them to pay for their debt also or the tuition with a credit card, okay? Again, this makes sense if you have a minimum spend. And also keep in mind, every college might be different. They might accept credit cards, they might not accept the credit card. Keep in mind, but usually they want to accept whatever it is as a payment plan, okay? Because, you know, they love the money and stuff like that. But the idea is that, hey, if you're going to do this again, it might be for points, or for example, it might be just to get a minimum spend or whatever it is. But again, keep in mind, if they do have a convenience fee, it might just cancel everything out, okay? And don't do this if you can't afford tuition, but then you want to put on a credit card to then go ahead and afford it when you don't got the money, okay? Keep that in mind. The whole point is I don't want anyone to use this information to go out there and hurt themselves. That's not what I want. I just want you to be educated on what you can do with a credit card. Now, the very last thing you can pay for with a credit card, well, not really pay, but fund with a credit card, is a bank account. So whenever you go out there and open up a new bank account, in reality, you can use a credit card to fund the initial balance of $25 or $100, $300, $500. It all depends, okay, on the bank. However, I have a full list in the description down below on banks that accept you to go ahead and fund your bank account with a credit card. Now, the idea is you fund it, then you pay it back. That way, you get whatever you wanted, but you don't got to worry about anything else. And don't worry, it will not be charged as a cash advance either. But guys, those right there are 7 things you can go ahead and pay for with a credit card that you probably did not know about. However, before you leave, I do want to be 100% transparent here. All these things are things that I probably will not do and will not get into. I'm not interested in this game, okay? But I do just want to educate you guys on it. The way I use my credit card, like this one right here and 2 more that I have, is basically I put a small bill on each card, okay? That way, I build up my payment history and also have, for example, a small balance on it, okay? But also, I pay it off in full every single month. So I'm working on 2 things here. My payment history by paying it off every single month. And on top of that, I also have a small balance, which basically helps my credit score. And that's why today my credit score is around 766, but I don't have any crazy debt whatsoever. If I don't have money for something, I'm not going to use my credit card to pay for it. I just don't got the money. And on top of that, I also have an emergency fund. So if I do run into an emergency, I have cash on the side to take care of things without needing to borrow money to pay for the rent, to pay for the tuition, to buy this, to buy that. You know, in the future, things are going to be very convenient when it comes to just borrowing money on a credit card and so on. So be very careful with getting stuck with paying 25 or 35% on a credit card. It's very hard to get rich paying someone 25%, okay? It's very hard to beat that return on an annual basis, okay? Guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully it helped you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, well, like this video. On top of that, also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. If I missed anything, well, comment down below and let me know any other ideas. But on top of that, also, if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, join me on Patreon, or for example, send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch a video on how to pay off your credit card debt and all that stuff the right way, the fast way, the efficient way, the answer is here's that video right here, and click my face right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.